What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Hey Woo the Goo Boo, Studio One Live, aka Soccer God, but we do baseball. You know, we do the baseball. But listen, I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of my morning here. 2 hours a day, I get up and listen to Mitch at Piss Dog, Ron's Rundown, and Kyle. But I had to show Kyle. I just had to show him this video because the guy seemed like a cool dude. He even offered to come out, try out for his program, man. He said, man, hit him an email. Y'all want to help him out, get on the show. That's good. That's very good. And I said something in the chat, like, man, I think I need to help interpret your data. So a couple of times, he got some cool charts. Great chart, actually. Great. And we about to look at this. And I said, you know what? I got to do a interpret the data video. You feel me? Interpret the data video. So let's see what Kyle. Man, subscribe to his channel. I got his channel in the link. You want to listen to this man every day, man. He got a good team too.
It looks like I'll let you know. But it's Friday.
Good
It's
team.
time for MLB Friday, my favorite baseball day of the week. 14 games to go
I
through.
started. I
Let's go.
rewinded it. I want y'all to see his intro. Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm a New York Islander fan though, but I support all. Other than
First up,
football, I don't know what it
City
is,
on
but
the road
football.
in
All right,
Tampa.
let's get it.
Zach Greinke's pitching against Zach Eflin. Tampa opens up as solid favorites here as expected, minus 205. Total opens up all the way down at 7.5. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet, and according to the model,
Love these
as
charts.
expected, a huge lean on Tampa. 3-0 Rays after 5 innings.
Hold on. I had to stop this yesterday, and my dumb ass didn't go with it. But I'm gonna start going with this type shit. I know it's kind of spooky betting, they'll call it, but I told a friend of mine in the little place where we be at. I said, bro, the highest rated game nearly always lose. Seems like every day, bro. Every day. And I told him, I said, Tampa Bay, man, they the highest favorites. Minus 345. I said, they always lose those games. And my ass didn't bet it. My ass didn't bet it. Now I bet some of them in soccer. Like Gal plus 395 hit, 1 nothing. I said, man, they finna beat them. That's why I be betting soccer. But they lost, man. And I'm staying off this game today.
6-1 Rays. So, like I said, Zach Eflin on the mound, and he's pitching at home. So let's start by looking at his home away splits because they're pretty nuts. On the road, Eflin's 1-3 with a 5.08 ERA, but if you switch it up to at home, 7-0 with a 1.85 ERA. Zach Eflin at home this year has been a bet on pitcher. He's been dominant in Tampa Bay this whole season. Obviously, the Kansas City Royals lineup on paper aren't likely to be the ones to change that. Here are their numbers against right-handed pitching over the last 30 days. They're actually not as bad as you might think they are, but definitely not good either. 22nd in OPS, 20th in WRC plus. And when you switch it up to look at the Royals' offensive numbers on the road, things get even worse. Kansas City drops down to 26 in OPS, 26 in WRC plus. So, like I said, nothing on paper indicates that Zach Eflin's dominance at home is going to stop here against the Royals. Pitching for Kansas City, we've got Zach Greinke, and that magic that he found in the month of May seems to be gone. He was pretty awful in April to start the season, but then he found something, put together a great month of May. He had an ERA down close to 2 for the entire month, but now things are back up. Things are business is back as usual for Zach Greinke. He's really getting hit up in the month of June. Look at these numbers from Greinke in his 3 June starts: a 7.53 ERA, a 5.70 FIP. I mean, the wheels seem to have fallen off the wagon for this man.
Off.
And
And his car is off the road.
This doesn't really seem to be the recipe.
Wheels fell off and his vehicle is
So let's
off the
pull up some
road.
Rays offensive numbers, and if you look at the left side of this chart, you'll see that the Tampa Bats have cooled down a bit against right-handed pitching. Probably not as good as you may have thought they'd be. On the last 30 days, 9th in WRC plus and just 15th in OPS. But if you look at the right side of the chart, those are Tampa Bay's offensive numbers at home in the last 30 days, and this is still
They ain't do that yesterday at
maybe not
home.
as dominant as they were back in May, but
I'm
April
staying off
won, I
this
should
game,
say.
man.
But
This
I
is
mean,
the
third and fourth in WRC plus
Vegas.
and
I
OPS,
got
but this
you,
is still
gang.
an elite lineup. I think it's
You
safe to say that Zach
dumb
Eflin's in some
betters.
trouble here. So a clear-cut dominant advantage for Tampa Bay in the first 5 innings. And then when we take a look at the bullpen numbers, we find ourselves even leaning harder towards Tampa Bay here.
Okay.
On the last 14
Harder you
days,
lean, the
we've
more
seen pretty
Vegas will make that
significant
phone
improvements
call.
in the bullpen department as well. I'm
Hey,
laying the
I'm a
1.5
conspiracy
with the home
theorist,
team,
boy.
but I truly might hit Tampa here. I'm leaning Rays
I don't
minus
care.
1.5. Either that or I might play the Kansas City team total under.
Can't beat
I'll
them,
let you know
John.
on the live show.
What's
It'll be
going on?
9 p.m. Eastern time.
Betting this shit.
Braves at Reds. A.J. Smith-Shawver pitching
All right, let's
against
get
Luke
it.
Weaver. Braves open up as road favorites here, minus 140. Total opens up all the way up at 11.5. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet. According to the model, we got a heavy
Getting
money
11.
line here. 5-0 Braves after 5 innings. Final score 7-2
Oh, that
Braves.
under.
So can the young gun A.J. Smith-Shawver produce against this Reds lineup? Well, here are the Cincinnati numbers against right-handed pitching over the last 14 days. Maybe not as good as you expected, just 8th in OPS and 15th in WRC+. You'd think for a team that's won 11 straight games that you'd see some better numbers than that, but not really. Average to slightly above average numbers against right-handed pitching in the last 14 days. But here's where it gets interesting. Check this out. Look at this list here. These are the last 10 righty starters to pitch against the Reds. Are there any threatening names on this list? Seriously. Jake Bird, Noah Davis, Ronel Blanco, Brandon Wheeler, J.D. France, Jordan Lyles, Zach Greinke, Adam
They ain't
Wainwright,
no
Mike White,
threat.
and Noah Syndergaard. There isn't a single player on that whole list. I'm ready to call bullshit on this Reds lineup.
I think
not
so
trying to discredit what
too.
they've accomplished at all. 11 wins
I
is
gotta
crazy.
say, I feel you, Kerm. I feel you on that. 11 in a row, and now they play Atlanta. This is a tricky game too, boy.
I haven't seen a good righty starter in weeks.
Who wants to jump
Like
in
I
front
said,
of a
I'm
street
ready
like
to
the
call bullshit with
Reds?
these Reds bats. I just don't know if this is the right spot to do it with Smith-Shawver pitching. He's made 3 career appearances, 2 starts, and an appearance out of the bullpen. His last start against Colorado was not good. FIP up above 6. That was at home against the Rockies, too. On the road in Cincinnati, I just don't see it as a great spot for this kid. On the other side, I don't see how anyone can trust Luke Weaver in this spot against a Braves lineup. Here are his last 10 starts. It kind of seems like he figured it out a little. If you look, there's a few starts in the middle of this chart.
Hold on, this is so up, down, up, down, up, down, up. At least it's consistently up now. Bad. I haven't seen a drop below 4 in a while, dude.
Chart where it looks like, Luke Weaver figured it out, but maybe it was just because he pitched against the Marlins and Cardinals. More importantly, look at his last 4 starts. The FIP is all the way up, hovering around 6 consistently. And again, he's pitching against the Braves. Do I even need to bring these numbers up? I mean, I'm sure you all already know how dominant the Braves lineup has been. Here are the numbers against right-handed pitching over the last 14 days. First in every single category. In the last 14 days, they're batting 317 as a team.
Man, they don't see no 11 win streak.
Weaver here. We do have to acknowledge that the Braves are coming off a 10-inning game, big win over the Phillies, the division rival yesterday. Is that enough for me to fade them, though? No. I'm going to play Atlanta in some way. I don't know if I'm going to lay the run and a half.
That's
Maybe I'll
interesting.
the money line, maybe even a team total.
Back to back.
Haven't really decided yet. I know that I won't be playing the Reds here.
And there's an extra in the
I'll let you
game.
know what my final bet is on the live show next game. Pirates at Marlins. Louis Ortiz pitching against Jesus Luzardo. Marlins open up as pretty heavy favorites here, minus 185. Total opens up at 7.5. Let's take a quick look at the
They
spreadsheet.
keep giving them that low total, man. Marlins busting it.
Final score 6-4. So Louis Ortiz is pitching, and here's a chart of his 8 starts of the season. And at first glance, it may look like his last start at Milwaukee was a good game for him. It wasn't. He didn't even make it to the 5th inning. He gave up 4 hits and 3 walks in that game. Not good at all. In fact, Louis Ortiz on the road has basically been a liability this whole season. Sure, the 4.30 ERA in his road starts doesn't look that bad, but the 5.50 FIP and the 1.94 WHIP is terrible. 1.94, you cannot keep giving up base runners like that. I mean, this is going to catch up on him. There's a lot of negative regression around the corner for Louis Ortiz, specifically in his road starts. Now, I know the Miami Marlins' offensive numbers against right-handed pitching recently are definitely not threatening. 21st in OPS.
Get out of here.
Plus,
Told
the
you.
last 14 days. But we
Damn,
also saw the
for
Milwaukee
now
Brewers
on,
lineup give Ortiz some problems. In fact, all three of his last starts were all bad against the Brewers, Cubs, and the A's. These are the lineups that Louis Ortiz has been struggling with. And yeah, maybe the Marlins aren't hitting righties per se, but look at the Marlins numbers specifically at home in their last 30 days. This has been a top 10 lineup at home for a month now. I think it's safe to say the Marlins are going to score runs off Louis Ortiz in this game. On the mound for Miami, we have Mr. Luzardo. This guy's been a bit of a mystery for me. I mean, every time I think I have him figured out, he surprises us again. His home away splits are worth noting. 5.45 ERA on the road. It drops to a 3.04 at home. Definitely a significant drop there. He's definitely performed better at home, without a doubt. That being said, I don't believe Luzardo's the type of guy that you would just want to bet at home.
ERA.
I mean, look at his home starts on this chart here. This is in order this season.
Look at that chart for that last guy. That was up. Look at it. He's consistently below belief. He's not a high guy.
With two excellent home starts. Those are kind of skewing his overall season numbers, because if you look, since then, really hasn't been that great at all. He really just pitches well against bad lineups and struggles against good lineups. And you may be thinking, oh, well, that's good news. He's pitching against the Pirates. That's a bad lineup. Well, actually, the Pirates have some sneaky good numbers against lefties recently. I had to triple check this because I didn't believe it. In the last 14 days against left-handed pitching, Pittsburgh is 7th in OPS and 6th in WRC+. Remember, the Pirates completely rocked Drew Smiley last week. But after that, Drew Smiley came back and shut them down. Wade Miley, another lefty, also had a great start against the Pirates as well. That was last week. That was just 4 or 5 days ago, actually. So despite the Pirates having cool-looking numbers against lefties, I don't have a ton of faith in them to hit off Luzardo here in Miami. This is another game where I like the favorite, but I hate the price. I'll probably pair Marlins money line with another favorite that I like, possibly the Braves. Let you know on the live show tomorrow. Next game. Twins at Tigers. Kenta Maeda against Joey Wentz. Minnesota opens up as favorites here, minus 130. Total opens up at 8. Take a quick look at the spreadsheet after 5 innings. We're looking at a 3-3 tie. Final score 5-4 Detroit. So Joey Wentz pitched a great game. Does that mean we just erase everything else we've seen from him this year? I mean,
at 1-7, no.
It cuts off at 10.
But 0-4 my Ada.
There's several negative talking points when it comes to Joey Wentz. That being said, here are Joey Wentz's last 4 home starts: 6.46 ERA and a 1.70 WHIP. Sure, looking right on par for Joey Wentz. But notice the 3.80 BABIP and the 3.21 FIP. Those indicate that this dude has gotten zero help defensively in these last 4 home starts. BABIP means the batting average of balls in play. So just to give you an idea of how high 380 is, Jack Flaherty currently leads Major League Baseball with a 356. That's amongst qualified starters, obviously. Now, some of the reason for that might be the baseball getting hit hard as hell. But some of that is also just blind bad luck. Ball just going to the spots where fielders aren't. And a super low FIP indicates that he's getting no help from his defenders behind him recently. Here are Joey Wentz's numbers from his start last week on the road in Minnesota against the same Twins team. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 walk, 2 earned runs. Absolutely excellent start. Now, I know counting on Joey Wentz to pitch back-to-back good games against the same lineup may seem kind of crazy. But keep in mind, Joey Wentz was good last year. These are his numbers from last year. 7 starts, 3.03 ERA, a 1.10 WHIP, a 3.54 FIP. He was a solid pitcher last year. I know 7 starts isn't a crazy sample size, but he was good. And here's where it gets crazier. Of those 7 starts last year, 2 of them were against the Twins. So Joey Wentz, in his career, has only made 21 career starts, 4 of them against Minnesota, and he owns this team. These are his lifetime numbers against the Minnesota Twins. A 1.23 ERA, a 1.50 WOBA, an 0.68 WHIP, and a 1.88 FIP. Absolutely elite numbers in his 4 career starts against Minnesota. Look at the Twins' bats lifetime against Joey Wentz. They're just 4 of 32. That's a 125 average, a 188 slugging percentage, and a 388 OPS. Joey Wentz owns this Twins lineup. And it's not just Joey Wentz that's giving the Twins problems right now. It's anyone that throws with their left hand. Look at the Twins' numbers against lefties in the last 14 days. I mean, dead last in average, dead last in OPS, 28 in WRC+. And the more I look at this game, the more I like it for the Tigers. Kenta Maeda making his first start since April, and he didn't look good in April. He
I
was off
do
to a
miss
pretty good
them
start this
times.
season before he got
I
injured.
like
His first
Detroit
start
half,
back
Detroit
from
over
injury,
half too.
he's on the road pitching against the Tigers lineup, and all of
I
a
gotta see
sudden
what
he's
the
hitting
over
right
half
handed
is.
pitching.
If it's
Here are the
one
Tigers
half, I
against
might.
righties over the last 14 days. Ninth in isolated
If
power,
it's
ninth
four
in
something,
OPS,
I
12
might
in
jump on
WRC
it.
plus. Tigers are starting to hit righties a little bit. And then let's take a look at the bullpens. And again, another lean for the Tigers here. Detroit's bullpen is top 10 in ERA, WOBA, WHIP, and FIP in the last 14 days. And on the fact that Detroit had the day off and the Twins just played Boston yesterday and had to travel, how do we not bet the Tigers here? Give me Detroit money line plus 120 next
Man,
game.
they
Mets
blocked
at
them in
Phillies. Kodai Senga
2019.
pitching
Detroit
against
went in
Taiwan
there and
Walker.
blocked
This
them
one over
6-4.
minus 110 across the board.
Blocked
Total
them
is up to 9.5.
again.
Let's take a quick look at the
7-1.
spreadsheet, and we have no lean in
Blocked
all
them
stars
again.
live. 2-2 tie
8-4.
after 5 innings.
Blocked
Niners
them
score 4
again.
to 4. So I really don't know
8-7.
what to think of Kodai Senga right now.
Detroit
His
gonna
production has
see
pretty
him.
flip-flopped. If you rewind a month, you can count on Kodai Senga with a
Gonna
little
see
bit
him.
and choke on the road. It was pretty consistent, but he's actually coming off back-to-back shitty home starts and a
I
flawless
like
start on the
Detroit.
road. The good
Period.
news for Kodai Senga and Mets fans in this is he's already pitched
I
in
don't know
his
about that over
preseason
half,
series
but I
just a
like
couple
Detroit
weeks ago,
half
no,
and
3 or
they
4 weeks
game.
ago. He absolutely dominated this lineup. It was his best start of the season. Was on May 30th.
Senga.
Pitched just 1 hit, no walks, no runs. They could not touch this dude. And it's not like the Phillies bats have gotten hot against righties since then. Sure, they won a bunch of games. They won like 13 and 4.
Senga pitching like that.
Good for them. But these numbers aren't scaring me against right-handed pitching. 13th in OPS, 16th in WRC plus, pretty middle of the pack numbers there. And then look at the last 3 starters to pitch against this Phillies lineup. James Cap, 5 1/3 innings, 1 run. Spencer Strider, 6 innings, 1 run. Bryce Elder, 7 innings, no run.
That's Atlanta though,
Bats
bro.
might be on their way back to that huge slump they were in about a month ago. I really like the spot for Kodai. I think Senga's going to pitch a good game here. Now, the Phillies have Taiwan Walker pitching, and they're at home in Philadelphia, which is a great start for him. Here are his home-away splits on the season.
Boy, they
2.25
be a
ERA,
big
3.84
difference.
FIP.
They
Great
pitch
numbers
a
at
lot
home.
better
It's
at
over 3
home.
runs lower than his ERA on the
I wonder if
road.
they just get a
And
better
this has been the
rest.
case with him for multiple seasons, so this is pretty on par for him. Not only is he
at
at home where he's been better for multiple
Interesting.
seasons, but Walker's also red hot right now. Look at the numbers from his last 3 starts: 3-0, 0.45 ERA, 0.80 WHIP. He is dealing right now.
Hold on though. We know he ain't that type of a pitcher though. Is he gonna be like 4-0 with the same stuff? It seems there's a regression here coming. It seems it's a regression, but it's my Mets. You know how my Mets do me.
At home against a Mets lineup, you'd think this be a spot for him to continue his hot streak. But here's the kicker. Look at who he's pitched against recently. Sure, he's got great numbers in his last 3 starts. They were against Oakland, an ice-cold Dodgers lineup, and Detroit a couple weeks back before they started hitting. So maybe the Mets lineup doesn't scare you, but you can make an argument that it's the toughest lineup Taiwan Walker's seen in a few weeks. And on the fact that the New York Metropolitans own the Phillies. They own this franchise. The Mets are 17-5. And
We
they're
own
winning
them.
22 games against the Phillies, including
You hear that, man? We own them.
Of course I'm on the Mets. Give me the Mets money line plus 100 next game. Rangers at Yankees.
Ron's rundown like the Mets too.
Yanks open up as minus 130.
Mitch, the only one like the but he's doing a bet machine, man. He ain't doing no analysis, human brain to this.
4-2 Texas after 5.
Hold on before you get to that game, man. Let me look at this Philly Mets head to head. New York Mets. I don't see you. Y'all done lost 2, but that's the Braves. I'll give you that. Dodgers bust them 9-0, so they susceptible to whatever. Okay, they beat Detroit. No, I always be scared of my Mets. Man, I ain't gonna lock it in. I kind of like my Mets half on that, boy. I done seen my Mets give it up at the end.
Final score 6-3 Texas. I'm skipping this one for now. A lot of times when they're slow to open up the line or the total, it indicates that there's going to be a starting pitching change. So I'll have a pick for this one on the live show at 4 p.m. But I got nothing right now. Next game.
I like
Mariners
Texas in the
at
under
Orioles.
to help you out.
Baltimore opens up as very slight favorites here, -115, and the total opens up at 8. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet. Looking at the
Orioles
model, we got a
throwing
lineup
the
O's
ball in this
3-2
year.
Baltimore after 5 innings. Final score 5-3 Baltimore. So, like I said, Logan Gilbert's pitching, and let's take a look at his last 3 starts. 5.28 ERA, 143 WHIP, 5.56 FIP. Not the greatest, but let's take into consideration that 2 of those starts were at San Diego and at LA to play the Angels. So I'm not willing to declare him in any kind of slump going through a pair of starts like that. He actually pitched really well against the Padres anyway. His last start at home against the White Sox is a bit concerning. Chicago was able to get to him a bit. But to be honest, it's not Logan Gilbert that makes me nervous here for Seattle. It's the Baltimore lineup. Look at the Orioles' bats against right-handed pitching in the last 14 days. These bats have caught fire. Second in
Baltimore Orioles.
Power. Baltimore's offense is producing like it was back in April. I don't see any reason to doubt the Orioles scoring runs in the first half of the game on Logan Gilbert. So basically, if we think Kyle Gibson can throw a decent game at a pick-em price, we got to take the O's money line. And looking at Kyle Gibson's last 3 starts, there's some decent looking numbers. 4.15 ERA, 1.10 WHIP. But again, we got to look at this just like we looked at the Taiwan Walker 3-start sample size. Pitched against the Cubs, the Brewers, and the Royals.
Royals, I X out the Royals, but the Cubs on a good streak, and the Brewers ain't playing either.
When I look and see it's against the Cubs, the Royals, and the Brewers, I was a little hesitant.
What you mean?
I'm kind of done trusting this man.
Hold on, Kyle Kerms. How you gonna disregard them boys like that, man? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, bro. Milwaukee number 7. They're above 500. You know what I'm saying? Cubs right behind them. The Cubs been yeah, they not the top 2 teams. Look at Minnesota. They 38-38. They're not that much better than the Cubs. They're not better than Milwaukee. What else? Shit, they right behind. If it weren't for Cincinnati 11-game win streak, you know, But I mean, yeah, they're not the top dog. I get it. They're not top dog, but shit.
I had the under last night, and they smacked the shit out of Domingo.
Milwaukee can bust you sometimes.
Shit out of Herman, and I had the under 7.5. They busted it by themselves in 3 innings. It was 8-0 Mariners. But overall, this lineup just continues to disappoint me game after game. So I'm playing the O's here. I'm going to play those red hot bats. Give me Baltimore money line next game. Oakland on the road in Toronto. James Capp, my man James Capp, is on the mound pitching against Chris Bassett. Chris Bassett at home in Toronto is tough. Toronto opens up as huge favorites here, -340. It was actually down by -100 though. Last I looked, total opens up at 9. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet. According to
the games, look at these stats here. See if Oakland can do this.
Final score 6-3 Toronto. I think I'm going to pass on this one for now. I personally might bet Oakland here, but not because it's more of a gut feeling. This isn't betting advice. This is just me telling you I'm doing some gambling.
No, Kerr. You think like I think, Kerr. This is the same scenario yesterday with Tampa. I'm telling you, boy.
I like to bet on James Capp. It's my guy. But Chris Bassett at home in Toronto, he's dominant. He's been so good at home in Toronto. So officially I'm going to pass. But privately, I might throw a bet down on Oakland. I'll let you know on the live show next game. Milwaukee at Cleveland.
I might do it too.
Cleveland opens up as -145 favorites. Total opens up at 8.5. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet. We're looking at a 1-1 tie in the first 5. Final score 4-2 Cleveland. So Wade Miley returns from his injury and looks just as dominant after as he did before he got hurt, pitching 5 shutout innings of 2-hit baseball against the Pirates. On the year, Wade Miley's numbers look great. 3.28 ERA.
Milwaukee team.
Road and home splits look solid. And now he faces a Cleveland Guardians lineup whose most important pieces really haven't been able to hit him. Rosario, Naylor, Bell, and Ramirez. Those 4 guys, those are the 4 main pieces in the Cleveland Guardians lineup. Combined,
Oakland boy. One of the top bats.
Just a 492 OPS
Miley.
and just 1
Miley.
extra hit.
0-6 Josh Bell.
Now, what's scary about this spot for Wade Miley is the fact that the Guardians have been hitting lefties recently. Now, if you go by the numbers, check this out. So in the last 30 days, Cleveland's 4th in WRC plus, 5th in WOBA, 3rd in average. Definitely solid against lefties, right?
Who is
But I
that?
call a bit of bullshit on these numbers because if
Thank
you
you.
take out that one Ryan Weathers start, they absolutely murdered Ryan Weathers. And if you take out that start, the last 5 lefties to pitch against Cleveland, they got a 3.15 ERA and a 112 whip. So I think those numbers are a little bit skewed because those numbers from the last 5 lefty starters to pitch against
Smiley,
don't really
man.
scare me. On the other side, we have Shane Bieber pitching, and he's back at home where he's been excellent so far. I talk a lot of shit about Shane Bieber. Let's give him some credit. He's been great at home this year. He's got a 1.89 ERA, 2.53 WOBA, 3.14 FIP. Can't argue with those numbers at home for Shane Bieber. After a late collapse in his last start at Arizona, I really like him to redeem himself here against a brutally bad Brewers lineup. This Brewers lineup's truly terrible. Over the last 30 days, Milwaukee's dead last in WRC.
Hold on, I was just thinking that under. And I think that under is a lot with those 2 pitchers right now. They can't hit Miley, and Bieber is lights out at home. Let me see. I gotta take a look at that.
Plus 25th in isolated power, dead last at OPS. This team's not hitting righties at all. They're not hitting lefties either, to be fair. The last 8 righty starters to face the Brewers, they combined for 46 and 2/3. 2.89 ERA, 0.98 whip. All signs point to Shane Bieber dominating this Brewers lineup. And then when we take a look at the bullpens, another lean towards Cleveland here. I mean, the Guardians bullpen, I've been saying for a month now, I love this bullpen. I think it's one of the best bullpens in baseball. In the last 30 days, they're 2nd in ERA, 3rd in WOBA, 3rd in FIP. A lot better than Milwaukee's has been, certainly, considering they're 19th in ERA, 17th in WOBA, and 20th in FIP in the same exact time span. So the question is, how are we going to bet this game? Well, for starters, I like the first 5 under 4.5. It's juiced to minus 125, but it's juiced that way for a reason. So I like that. I also might bet just straight up Cleveland first 5 minus a half run. The problem with that is Wade Miley's been really good, and it's tough to fade him. But I think that's the way I'm going to end up going. Yet another game where I like the favorite but hate the price. I'm running into a lot of those so far on this slate. So let's say Cleveland first 5 minus a half run for now, and I'll let you know on the live show. Next game. Red Sox at White Sox. Boston at Chicago here. Bayo is pitching against Lucas Giolito. White Sox open up a slight favorite here, minus 115. Total opens up at 9. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet, and we got to lean on Boston here. 3-1 Red Sox after 5 innings. Final score 5-3 Red Sox. So Brian Bayo has become a bet on pitcher for me. He's pitching so well that I've actually started pronouncing his name correctly. I was saying Bello forever. Last year he was definitely shaky, a lot of inconsistencies. And to start this season off, it looks like we were going to see some of the same bullshit. After 2 starts, 9.82 ERA, 4.47 WOBA, 2.18 WHIP. He was looking terrible, but in his 9 starts since then, Bayo's really put it together. A 2.60 ERA, 1.17 WHIP, and a 3.68 FIP. So Bayo seems to have figured it out. He's really pitching well, and he's in a very favorable spot here, pitching against the White Sox lineup that can't do anything against right-handed pitching, and that's been the case for pretty much this whole season. Over the last 30 days, Chicago's 29th in WRC plus, 26th in OPS, 29th in WOBA. You name it, any number against right-handed pitching, the White Sox suck at it. It's truly a great spot for Bayo. But on the other side, we have Lucas Giolito, and I like Gio, man. He's really bounced back this season in a major way after a really rough 2022 season. And his best spot, Giolito's best spot, is at home against left-handed bats. And he's set to face a Boston lineup that regularly starts 5 lefties in it, including some of their most important bats. Verdugo, Devers, Yoshida, Duran. Some of Boston's best bats are lefties. Check these numbers out. This is Giolito at home against left-handed bats. 211 WOBA, 0.73 WHIP, 285 FIP. Great numbers. In his last 3 home starts against Boston, he's 1-0 with a 260 ERA and a 126 WHIP. Impressive stuff from Gio here. But honestly, for me, the most important factor that goes into betting this game is what your opinion is of the Red Sox bats right now. They really seem to have woken up lately. If you look at their numbers over the last 14 days, 7th in WRC plus, 5th in OPS, 10th in isolated power, monster numbers against right-handed pitching. But then in the last 2 games, not so much. I mean, they were able to score some runs on Sonny Gray, but then they couldn't touch the Minnesota bullpen, which hasn't even been good. And then last night, or yesterday, I should say, they just got shut out, a complete game shutout by Joe Ryan. And we've seen this Red Sox lineup earlier in the season go
go
from
from
red
red
hot,
hot,
the hottest lineup in baseball, to ice cold basically overnight.
So it's not like it would be completely shocking
to
to see them
do
do
that
that
again.
again.
But the truth is, even if you're someone who trusts Giolito, which I am, I
I
like
like
Gio.
Gio.
The truth is, if you compare these two lineups next to each other, it's just no comparison. Boston's just better. They've been better all season. I don't think after 2 games I'm ready to declare them ice cold yet. Maybe this game will show us. So I got to go with the Red Sox here. I'm going to take the Boston money line. I think this is a good price. -120. Next game. Angels are on the road in Coors Field. Patrick Sandoval pitching against Kyle Freeland. Obviously, Angels open up as heavy favorites here, -195. Total opens up at 12. Welcome to Coors Field. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet. According to the model, we got to lean on LA. 3-2 Angels after 5 innings. Final score 6-4 Angels. Is it crazy that I'm considering betting an under at Coors Field here? I know taking the under at Coors always comes with some risk, but check this out. So the Rockies are coming off a 10-game East Coast road trip. Now they return to Colorado to face Patrick Sandoval, which is terrible news for them because they've been so bad against lefties this whole season. Over the last 30 days against lefties, ready for this? Rockies are dead last in WRC plus, 26 in average, 26 in OPS. Even at home in Coors Field against lefties, they're still just 25th in OPS, 26th in WOBA, 29th in average. And that's in Coors Field without the WRC plus weighted numbers to even it out. So they're still one of the worst lineups in baseball with the Coors Field advantage. So that's already a nice looking start for Patrick Sandoval, but actually he's got some really nice looking splits here. So his sweet spot, Patrick Sandoval's sweet spot as far as his splits go, if you go back the last 3 years, his best spot is always on the road at night. Road night games are just his shit. Like I said, this has been true for 3 years now. Look at his numbers this year in road night games. He's got a 0.57 ERA, a 2.57 WOBA, a 3.34 FIP. Those are some numbers I like to see when I'm placing a bet. I do have one concern for Patrick Sandoval. He's making his first career start at Coors Field. Obviously, it's an adjustment pitch in there. It's a tough spot for any pitcher to start a game there for the first time. But the Rockies have been truly that bad against lefties that I still think he pitches a good game. We've seen a few guys make their Coors debut this season against the Rockies and shut them down. On the other side, we've got Kyle Freeland pitching, and I think it's just the ultimate buy low spot for Freeland. 3 of his last 4 starts are on the road, and you can see from his splits here, we're talking night and day difference between his numbers on the road and at home. On the road, he's rocking with a 5.92 ERA, 6.14 FIP, but at home, those numbers drop down to a nice looking 3.19 ERA and a 3.58 FIP. Those numbers become even more impressive when you consider that at Coors Field. And we keep handicapping this Angels team as a lineup that can hit left-handed pitching, but the truth is, they really aren't anymore for the first 2 months of the season. So from the start of the season to May 26th, the Angels were 7th in WRC plus, 7th in OPS, and 8th in WOBA against left-handed pitching. But since then, so the last 4 weeks or so, they dropped to 23rd in WRC plus, 21st in OPS, 23rd in WOBA. So, I mean, a big difference. The Angels are not hitting left-handed pitching like they were earlier in the season. The last 6 lefty starters to face the Angels, they combined for 33 innings pitched, 1.36 ERA, 1.30 WHIP. I think Kyle Freeland, the ace of Colorado, back home in Coors Field, where he's comfortable, where he's putting up good numbers, I think he pitched a great game against the Angels here. I'm not going to touch the full game because I don't want anything to do with the Rockies bullpen against the Angels lineup. I can see that getting ugly, but as far as the first 5, total set at 6.5 and even -110. So I'm going to play the under. Give me first 5, under 6.5 next game. Nats at Padres. Patrick Corbin pitching against Joe Musgrove. San Diego opens up as heavy favorites here, -315. Total opens up at 8.5. Take a quick look at the spreadsheet. We got a huge lean on San Diego here. 5-2 Padres after 5 innings. Final score 7-4 Padres. So my man Patrick Corbin started off the season looking like a changed man. Through his first 10 starts, he had a 4.47 ERA, a 1.38 WHIP, 4.45 FIP, all dramatically better than his numbers back in 2022. But over the last 5 starts, we're seeing him return back to the old Pat Corbin. 5.72 ERA to 5.85 FIP. It's a tough sell. And it gets even worse considering this is a road start for him. His splits dating back multiple years have always been worse on the road. 5.40 ERA and a 6.91 FIP on the road this year. Again, a tough sell. And now he's got to pitch against the Padres lineup that's had success against Corbin over their career. 77 career bats. The Padres combined have a 928 OPS, and they're batting 325 off Corbin. And it only gets even worse when you consider how well the Padres have been hitting lefties recently. Over the last 30 days, they're second in WRC plus, second in isolated power. Padres have caught fire against lefties. I mean, we saw what they just did to Alex Wood. They embarrassed him. To make matters even worse for the Nationals, Joe Musgrove's on the mound, and this man seems to have just found his groove. Through his first 5 starts back from injury, he was looking terrible. 6.75 ERA, 5.82 FIP. Now, only part of that was shaking off the rust from being hurt. The other part was that those numbers are completely skewed by that stupid-ass Mexico City start. I don't know why they did that. But regardless, in his last 5 starts, he's all the way back. Got a 2.15 ERA, 2.97 FIP in his last 5 starts. Musgrove's dealing right now. And I don't see any reason to think that changes here against the Nationals lineup that he's owned in his career through 34 career at-bats. The Nats
I don't see how that changes that.
Mine are just 205 off Musgrove with a 500 OPS. Of the 7 career hits that he's allowed to the Washington Nationals, only 1 went for extra bases. And the Nats bats have also just cooled down. Over the last 30 days versus righties, Washington's just 22nd in WRC+, 21st in WOBA, 20th in OPS. If you remember, about a month ago, the Nats were showing signs of life. Not really anymore. I don't think there's any reason to believe Musgrove, his dominance stops here. And then when we get to the bullpens, the disparity here is just practically a joke. Over the last month, the Padres are 5th in ERA, 8th in WOBA, 8th in expected FIP. Nationals in that same exact span, 30th in ERA, 27th in WOBA, 26th in FIP. All 7 of the Nationals' losses this year with Patrick Corbin on the mound came by 2 or more runs. The 27 of the last 30 Padres wins have come by 2 or more runs. So I'm actually down to lay the 1.5 here. I'm going to take San Diego minus 1.5 at minus 118. I think it's good value. Next game, Astros at Dodgers. JP France pitching against Emmett Sheehan. Dodgers open up as minus 150 favorites. Total opens up at 8.5. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet. According to the model, we got to lean on LA. 2-0 Dodgers after 5 innings. Final score 4-2 Dodgers. Where do we even start with this one? I mean, the way these 2 teams have been playing. So JP France is on the mound for Houston. Now, you would think a rookie starting pitcher heading into Dodger Stadium would be a nightmare, but I mean, the data actually tells us that he could have some success in this spot. First of all, he's been great on the road this year. JP France has a 1.88 ERA and a 3.78 FIP in his road starts, all significantly better than his numbers at home. So that's an encouraging start. And then obviously, it certainly doesn't JP France's cause that the Dodgers have been struggling offensively. In their last 4 games, they scored a combined 7 runs in the last 4 games. They've really been struggling against right-handed pitching. Over the last 14 days, the Dodgers are 22nd in WRC+, 27th in isolated power, 23rd in OPS. The last 7 righty starters to pitch against the Dodgers, they own a combined 35 innings pitched, 2.31 ERA, and a 1.20 WHIP. Righty starters are having no problems throwing great games against the Dodgers right now. The Dodgers offense is really struggling right now, and we don't even know if Max Muncy's going to be back from injury. I think there's enough data here, there's enough signs that point to JP France pitching a good game in Dodger Stadium. On the other side, we got this kid, Emmett. He looked excellent in his first Major League start against a Giants offense that's been producing at an insane rate recently, so props to him. He threw 6 shutout innings of no-hit baseball. He threw a 6-inning no-hitter. And based on his numbers in the minor leagues, it shouldn't be that shocking because he was dominant. He had a 1.86 ERA and an 0.88 WHIP. 0.88 WHIP as a Tulsa driller this year, which is his
Tulsa drill.
Against an Astros lineup that's really been struggling recently. He would pitch well again. Well, actually, we're starting to see signs of life from the Astros bat specifically in that Mets series. The last 6 righty starters to pitch against the Astros, 5.14 ERA, 1.37 WHIP. Not elite numbers, but certainly not where it was a week and a half ago. I think the Houston bats are slowly coming back to life here. Personally, I don't know how much faith I have in either of these teams right now, and I don't know how much faith I have in either of these starting pitchers. So this is most likely a pass for me, but there's a chance if I'm going to place a bet, it's going to be on the Astros. I would take whoever's at plus money here. Because it feels a bit like a coin flip. And if you can get a coin flip at plus 126 odds, you take it every single time. So let's say Houston money line plus 126. Next game, D-backs at Giants. This is going to be a good series this weekend. Zach Davies pitching against Logan Webb. It's in San Francisco, by the way. Giants open up as minus 175 favorites. Still no total open yet, which concerns me. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet. According to the model, we got a 3-3 tie after 5 innings. Final score 5-4 Giants. I'm going to pass on this one for now because the total's not open, and sometimes that indicates that we're going to see a starting pitching change. Also, I really want to see what this line does. I'm surprised it opened that heavy. I know the Giants have been hot, but this is a division rivalry. The D-backs have been good too, so I want to see what the line does. I will definitely have a bet for this one on the live show tomorrow at 4 p.m. If there's any major changes with any of the bets I gave out in this video, I'll let you know on Twitter. So give me a follow there if you're interested. Like I said, the live show, 4 p.m. Eastern time. It's me, Toast, and Prop Beaver. Prop Beaver making his grand return to the show. We'll go through all.
What I got from that, man, I got Detroit half, Detroit over half. San Diego, I like them. I like the money line. Cleveland half, Cleveland under half. He like Colorado under half. I don't know. If it's 6.5, I like that. Milwaukee, Cleveland under half, definitely. I kind of like that Detroit today. Ron like the Detroit money line, half too. Got a 3-way consensus on that one. Okay. Appreciate your insight.